Dear students, today we are going to look at a very important topic, which is the circulatory system. As we discussed in the last video, we talked about the heart, how the heart contracts to pump blood, and the cell that makes the heart to contract for about 72 times in 1 minute, which I call the pacemaker cells. Okay, and the sheep pacemaker cells of the heart here is the SA node, which make the heart to contract. All right, or the rhythmic beating of the heart. Okay, but now we're going to look at the blood because as the heart contracts, it pumps blood to circulate around the body to supply the cells with sufficient food and oxygen. So today we are going to look at the blood. What is blood? Blood is a fluid tissue synthesized by the red bone marrows of the bones. Then blood here also is responsible for translocating the body with sufficient food and respiratory gases for effective physiology of the body. Alright? And I want you to understand today that without the blood, cellular respiration cannot take place in the body. So here we are going to start with where blood is synthesized. Blood here is synthesized by the red bone marrows. Right? This is the structure that produces blood in the bones. Right? Then in the body here we have about 5 liters of blood in an average man. An average man is a man that weighs about 70 to 75 kg in weight. That is the weight of an average man. Man have about 5 liters of blood. Okay? And that is women, I can say male or man, alright? Then female here have about 4.5 to 4.8 liters of blood. Now, why do we have more blood in male than female? Is it because of the menstrual blood flow? No. Is it because of high amount of testosterone that stimulates blood production in male? No. The major physiological reason why we have more blood in male than female is because of increase in muscle mass. Right? Male tend to have more muscle than female. Right? But keep in mind that female can still have more than this. Female can still have more than 5, depending on the need as a result of increase in muscle mass. Alright, so that shows that increase in muscle mass increases the blood production and such increases the blood volume in the body. Alright, and as such, this cannot be obeyed. But listen, I said that an average man who is the man with about 75 or 70 kg in weight contains about 5 liters of blood for male and 4.5 to 4.8 liters of blood in female. Now, we are going to look in details about the component of blood, what blood contains. Let's look at the blood. The major component of blood here we have the blood plasma, and here we have the blood cell. Okay, here the blood plasma here contains about 55% of the blood volume. Okay, that is blood made up of the fluid portion more than the thicker portion. All right, and this fluid portion of blood here is the blood plasma, which is about 55% of the blood volume. Then here the blood cells here is made up of about 45% of the blood volume. Now, what is this blood plasma? Blood plasma here, as I said, is the fluid portion of blood. Alright, then here the blood cell here is the cell portion of blood. These are the two major components of blood. Now in details, in the blood plasma here, inside the blood plasma, we have about 90% of water. Okay, and 10% of dissolved substance. This is substance. We have about 90% of the water and the 10% of the dissolved substance. What are the dissolved substance? It includes glucose, the glycerol, which is known as the fatty acid, the hormones, the proteins, the minerals, or the electrolytes, right? All those components that are dissolved in the blood plasma, they are known as a dissolved substance, all right? Then, as we have 90% of water, but in total of the blood volume, it's made up of 55% of the blood plasma. Then here we have about 45% of the blood cells. I want to talk about the blood cells, what the blood cells are made up of. Okay, and the blood cells here we have the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the blood platelets. Okay, blood cell, which is known as erythrocytes, and here we have the white blood cell, which is known as the leukocytes, and here we have the blood platelets, which is known as, this is the thrombocytes. Okay, now we are going to categorize them based on their features, their function, the size, and other factors. Okay, first we're going to look at the white and the red blood cells. Okay, first of all, we have the red blood cell to be in this structure. Okay, then we have the white blood cell. If you look at these two here, the red blood cells and the white blood cells, we are going to look at the differences, alright? And this difference, we can observe some of them with two naked eyes from what we see, because I'm trying to use this sketch here to represent the difference between the red and the white blood cells, okay? But keep in mind, before you proceed with these differences, of course, this guy here is red blood cells. That's because they are reddish in color, alright? And why are they red in color? It's due to the presence of a blood proteinous pigment known as hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin here is present, and that's what makes the red blood cell reddish in color. But take note, that is not the function of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin in blood bind with the respiratory gases like the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. And once they bind with all these respiratory gases, when the blood circulates around the body, they supply different cells with sufficient oxygen for cellular respiration. And they also take the carbon dioxide, which is secreted as a waste product by the cells during the cellular respiration, and return it to the lungs so that we can breathe out the carbon dioxide. Okay, so here the white blood cell here, major function is that it protects the body against bacteria or foreign bodies that affect the system. Alright, so now based on what we can see in the pictures, the red blood cell here is smaller in size. Red blood cell here, it is smaller in size. It is smaller in size. White blood cell here is larger in size. Okay, red blood cell here is more numerous, as you can see. It's more numerous. That is, you can such say that they are more in numbers, while white blood cell is less numerous. Okay, red blood cell here, as we see, can survive for 120 days. That is the lifespan. Red blood cell can survive for 120 days lifespan, while the white blood cell can just survive for a few hours or some days. And say some days. Then red blood cell here is biconcave in shape. The shape is biconcave, where the two sides are curved inward. Alright, bi means to, concave means to curve inward. Then the red blood cell, the two sides here are curved inward. As you can see, this is the actual shape of the red blood cell. That is known as the biconcave shape. Biconcave in shape. While the white blood cell here is convex in shape. Okay, then red blood cell, as you see here, they are sluggish in movement. Red blood cell is sluggish or slow in movement because they are moving very slow so as to supply the cells with sufficient oxygen for cellular respiration. While here the white blood cell, because of their function, they are fast in movement, and as such you can say that the white blood cell are capable of amoeboid movements. Okay, then having said that again, the red blood cell, as we have in the picture here, they are non-nucleated. Okay, red blood cell are non-nucleated. The white blood cell here, of course, they are nucleated. In the body, we have two cells that lack nucleus, and these are the red blood cells and the blood platelets. These are the two cells without nucleus. Okay, white blood cell here possess nucleus, as you can see. They are nucleus that enable them to survive, okay, and to carry out their functions. So red blood cell here, they have no nucleus. White blood cell here possess nucleus. Take note, blood platelets, they are non-nucleated, meaning that nucleus is typically absent. Okay, then the red blood cell here, they have hemoglobin. Hemoglobin here is present in the red blood cell, and that is why they are reddish in color. Okay, here hemoglobin is absent. Okay, hemoglobin is absent, hemoglobin is present. On that note, white blood cell cannot bind with respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, while the red blood cell here, major function is to supply the cells with sufficient oxygen for cellular respiration. Okay, let me summarize. Red blood cell is smaller in size, white blood cell here is larger in size. Red blood cell, of course, they are more numerous, and that is because of the lifespan. Since they have 120 days to live, these guys live for a few hours, so there should be more number of the red blood cells because equal volume of each of them are produced at the same time. Then the white blood cells here are less numerous, and the lifespan is just 3 hours or some days. Then the shape of the red blood cell is biconcave in shape. Okay, while the white blood cell here is convex in shape. Okay, white blood cell here is sluggish or slow in movement. White blood cell here is fast in movement, and as such, they are said to have kind of exhibit the amoeboid movement. The red blood cell, they are not nucleated, as the white blood cell here, nucleus is typically absent. They are nucleated. Then the red blood cell here, the hemoglobin is typically present, and that's why they are capable to bind with oxygen and carbon dioxide. While the white blood cell here, hemoglobin is typically absent. Okay, so having said that, we are going to look at the features of the white blood cells. Like the white blood cell here are divided into different categories. We are going to look at the functions and different categories of the white blood cells. Now, we are going to look at the white blood cells. Okay, white blood cells, as we see here, is categorized into two. We have the white blood cells with granules and white blood cells without granules. Okay, white blood cells with granules and white blood cell here without granules. Okay, so those white blood cells with granules here, they are known as granulocytes. Okay, while the white blood cell without granules, they are known as agranulocytes. Okay, some of your textbooks will pronounce this as non-granulocyte due to the absence of granules. Okay, now this red white blood cell with granules, they are divided into three. The first one here is your eosinophil, which is acidic in nature. The next is basophil, which is basic in nature. Then the next is neutrophil. Neutrophil here, of course, is neutral, has no effect on the litmus paper. That's why they are neutral. Then here, the agranulocytes are categorized into two. The first one here is lymphocytes. Then, secondly is monocytes. Okay. All right. Now, based on their function now, these granulocytes and monocytes. Let me put it this way: granulocytes and monocytes engulf. Granulocytes and monocytes engulf bacteria. Another man's food is one man's poison. Okay, this guy here, there are foreign bodies that the body don't need. They came into the body to affect the system, to cause damage, to cause disease. And as white blood cell here, they protect the body against all these foreign bodies that come to attack us. All right. The mechanism of actions of these granulocytes and monocytes is that once they get to that bacteria, they engulf. All right, as seen in amoeba, they eat these bacteria and viruses or any of the foreign bodies as food. And when they get it into their body, they are capable of producing hydrolytic enzyme that will disintegrate and break them down into different pieces. All right, then that is how they do that. Then all these white blood cells that engulf, they are also known as phagocytes. Okay, as such, they are known as the phagocytes. That is monocyte and the granulocyte. Now, what about the lymphocytes? The lymphocytes produce antitoxic substance. They produce antitoxic substance, poisonous substance produced by bacteria to cause damage to the system. Okay, these foreign bodies like bacteria or viruses or whatever that affect the systems, of course, they came to cause damage, all right? Either by producing all these toxic substances that are too harmful to the systems, okay, or by causing damage from any other means, right? But this guy here, the lymphocyte, is capable of producing antitoxic substance so as to neutralize all the poisonous substance synthesized and released by these foreign bodies. Okay, the monocyte here is known as the white blood cells that provide the body with immunity. All right, they are known to provide the body with immunity by producing this antitoxic substance. Okay, of course, the antitoxic substance produced by the lymphocyte, they neutralize the poisons produced by the foreign bodies, and as well they also neutralize the foreign bodies itself. All right, so this is how these white blood cells protect the body against the foreign bodies that came to cause damage to the system. Now we are going to look at the blood platelets. Now we have the blood platelets. Okay, this blood platelet is also known as the thrombocyte, as we discussed before. What is the function of these blood platelets? They are capable to provide clot over wound to stop bleeding. But these blood platelets here cannot perform that function, right? In the absence of an enzyme known as thrombokinase, and vitamin K, right? One of the fat soluble vitamin. This is fat soluble vitamin. Okay, vitamin K and thrombokinase. In their absence, the blood platelet cannot provide clot over wound to stop bleeding. Alright, and because the blood platelet is activated by the thrombokinase, this blood platelet here is also known as the thrombocyte. Okay, now inability of the blood to clot over wound is called hemophilia. Hemophilia is the inability of blood to clot over wound. The inability of blood to clot over wound is called hemophilia, and this could be as a result of absence of thrombokinase or vitamin K. Okay, and this hemophilia is also part of the sex-linked trait. Okay, this sex-linked trait here as hemophilia, the carrier is the women. Women are the carrier of the hemophilia, while the men are the sufferer. Okay, so on this note now, the inability of blood to clot over wound to stop excessive bleeding is called what? Hemophilia. Do you understand? Then also, excessive loss of blood through wound is equally known as hemophilia. Okay, now lack of thrombokinase or vitamin K causes hemophilia. Okay, so the blood platelets, take note, they are non-nucleated along with the red blood cells. Okay, so the major functions of the blood platelet is to provide clot over wound to stop bleeding. But take note, they can't perform that function in the absence of thrombokinase, the enzyme, and the vitamin K, the vitamin. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop for today. Thank you and God bless you. Right, subscribe to our YouTube channels and don't forget to hit the like button for us. Okay, bye.